Hello YouTube, it's Grace again, and today I'm going to be talking about what I want to see more of in YA. So, I actually asked this question quite a while back on the Books and Writing Amino app, and yeah, I got quite a few responses which I'll be putting into this video. By the way, this is about the 5th time I'm attempting to film this video, because every time I've done it before, something always interrupts me. I don't know if this is a cursed video or what, but something always happens which just plain interrupts me during this, so that which I can't edit out at all. Oh, so annoying. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about is ethnic diversity. So one thing I kind of would like to see more of in YA is more ethnic diversity, and perhaps maybe not actually having a serious role in the story, but I read a lot of fantasy and I don't really find books with a lot of huge ethnic diversity. From the usual, oh, main character is blonde, she's tall, she's very good at fighting and everything. And sometimes I just feel like it would be nice to have an alternative sort of protagonist. But yeah. And next issue I'd hope would be brought up in YA is disabilities. I want disabilities to have some more awareness for what they are, and I think that if it was written in YA, it would offer an alternative attitude to the way people approach disabilities, because my brother actually has some disabilities. He has speech and hearing problems, and he goes to a special needs school here in my local area. And sometimes I feel like some people don't treat people with disabilities very well, because they don't understand how disabilities affect certain people, and that's why I think it would be very interesting for it to be brought up, for example. And the final thing I personally want to see more of in YA is a bit more about mental health and anxiety in particular, because it would raise awareness for one thing, and also it would show sufferers that they're not alone, in a way that there will be people who are also reading this book, and therefore they'll be able to get a grasp of it. Now, I know there's quite a lot of mental health books out there, but I've seen some reviews where a lot of these books aren't truly reflective of the problems in which they're discussing. So I'd prefer it just to be a bit more, I don't know, a bit more developed, I'd say. Like, I don't know, because it's a very difficult topic to write about, but I think it would be interesting as well, because it would just raise awareness, and then I'd be able to learn things about mental health that I didn't know before. So, now on to the final part of this video, which was the Books and Writing Amino discussion. When I made a discussion on the app and I asked people what they want to see, some of their responses were this. So somebody said how they wanted more diversity of character. So they were talking about like personality and again, ethnic diversity. Somebody else wanted they wanted to see more about anxiety, and I felt that was actually quite a strong issue in this discussion, is that a lot of people said that they wanted to see more about anxiety and like how it affects people. Also, sexuality came up, how sexuality may not define a person's character. That was what somebody explained. Some other people were talking about how they wanted a plot to be centred on an already formed relationship. So rather than throughout the books a relationship forming, from start to end it would have that same romantic relationship throughout it, but perhaps show the trials of that relationship. Others said that they wanted an emphasis upon family, or they wanted to see non-romantic relationships, so like friendships, because I think somebody made a really like clear point that both boys and girls can be friends and they can remain friends. They don't have to take the next step all the time, so therefore it'd be good to see some non-romantic relationships. I mean, I do enjoy romance myself, but I can understand that because a lot of YA just transforms most like relationships into romantic ones rather than like really broaching friendships. But yeah, that's my experience. You can disagree, of course. And two more points they brought up was that they wanted adults to act like adults, and I remember that somebody used the example of Divergent, the book, because how they're in there, the adults don't usually actually act like adults, so they thought that it would be better if the adults started acting like adults. And the last one, which I thought was rather funny, was that they wanted more cats to be brought into YA, because they were talking about how it's always dogs as pets and therefore there should be a cat at least. It was a funny conversation anyway. So yeah, that is what I want to see more of in YA, and that's also what other people who I've discussed this with has said that they want to see more of in YA. So please let me know if you have any other things that you would like to see like in YA, because I'd be interested to like get your ideas as well. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in another video then. So goodbye.